This is the beginning of a poured painting. I can see some of the supplies needed. We have a water bottle. We've got several cups with small stirrers in there. The different paints that are going to be used. These are basics paints. Liquitex Basics. We have a 12 by 16?
Yes.
12 by 16 framed canvas, and as you can see,
No, gallery wrap.
it's up on Dixie cups that are upside down to allow the paint to go over the sides of the painting.
Same cups.
Those cups. We also have some squeezed water bottles, some glue, gloves, and those are the supplies that we're going to need. We took the canvas away, and as you can see, we have newspaper underneath, even though there is a plastic cloth underneath, as this is going to get messy. Right now, we have about 2 ounces of water in this squeeze bottle, and we are adding how much glue?
I'm going to add equal amount of glue.
An equal amount of glue. So about 2 ounces of water, 2 ounces of glue, and of course if your painting is larger or smaller, you want to adjust the amounts that you're doing.
This is the flow aid to help it liquefy. And I picked up these, as she told you in there before.
Yeah, let me show you this.
These
are from the dollar store, and
they were condiment things.
Yeah, this was supposed to be for like ketchup or mustard. But what he did is put in 2 tablespoons of water and marked it, and 2 more tablespoons and marked it all the way up, so that, and this is with a Sharpie.
Every 2 tablespoons should be about an ounce,
so,
which it worked out pretty close.
Yeah, so this is about 12 ounces altogether.
Yeah.
And it's just a guide, so you don't have to eyeball it. This was done with a Sharpie. From my experience, this is not going to last on here forever. So if you can find these squeeze bottles that have the markings already on the sides, get them. And we are almost there.
These are 4 ounce Elmer's glue bottles.
We are using Elmer's today. I'm supposing that any white school glue would work.
I think Elmer's is the preferred.
Most people like Elmer's.
Now this is not for archival purposes. It's just something I'm trying. I will at a later date try.
Now you're going to put some of the color paint in there?
No.
Then what is that for?
This is just to help create a fluid paint from the paints that we have. Basic paints are already pretty fluid, but
so you are going to put color in there?
Not in here.
Not in there. So how are you going to use that?
I'm going to take the paints, put the paints into each of the little jars. Okay.
Oh, and then add
the
stuff in the squeeze bottle to the paint
water
in there. Gotcha.
Try to add some of this into that, and then we're going to mix them.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what we're going to do next. So now, first thing I got to do is mix this up. I have bought stirrer sticks. Unfortunately for this, they aren't quite.
Would it be better to put the top on and just shake it?
Well, yeah, I might do that, but I could probably even glue them together.
Yeah, they're not going to reach down the bottom.
No, it's not going to reach. But yeah, I'm going to put this top up here, and I'm going to just shake it around.
Okay, what is going on here is some of the paint was put into the small cup, and a few drops of water was added, and now that water glue mix is being added.
We want to get it, and we're going to just
mix
it till we get it in there. I want to get a
yeah, make sure there's no streaks of glue and everything is mixed really well. Okay, hold it toward the light. Yeah, so I see that.
There. Add maybe just a little bit more. You could always add more paint if you need to, but we try not to waste it. And we want it so that it's gonna pour. You can always add a little bit of water.
Okay, I'm going to do that to each of the colors. There's yellow, well, the blue, yellow, white, green, and red. I'll show you one more. That glue and water is really like a milky consistency.
Yeah. You usually don't need that much with most yellows. The yellows.
I have found that myself. Yellows are always seem to be a thinner paint than the other colors.
Yeah,
In fact, I had trouble with my yellow separating.
I did more white.
Yeah, because you can put more white on the painting than any other color.
Well, typically you do that. You usually end up using. We're just going to get these mixed up, and again, these are Liquitex Basics. Actually, I think these are all the colors, so you can get
This came
basic
as a kit, yeah.
eight colors in it, and I think it was under $20 for that. Might have.
You got that at Jerry's?
I got that one through Jerry's Artorama.
Shout out to Jerry's Artorama.
Very good place to get stuff.
They do have very good prices.
They're also very good about delivering, and well, typically if you order $35 or more, you get free delivery, which is nice.
They run some nice specials too, don't
It's
they?
not. It's not hard to spend $35.
No, it's not.
So, let me get there. Can you see that in there?
Yeah.
Look at that. And you want it, you know. That seems to be a pretty good consistency.
Yeah, let's see here if we can show you the consistency of it. I guess sort of like thick pancake batter. Okay. So there are our colors.
Red's a
mixed up.
little bit.
Now, is this going to take longer to dry because of the glue inside in it?
Well, it's not even because of the glue. It's because it's very wet. You want to give it a day to dry. At least a day. And that's why I did that on those, because that should keep that.
This is the glue and water, and you can see that's just a little thicker than milk, not quite as thick as cream.
I'll go back in here and just give everyone most of them anyway.
A couple of drops of water, just to thin it out a little bit.
Yeah, probably skip the yellow just a little bit and do a little bit more mixing. You don't want to make it super thin, but you don't want it to be too thick.
Okay, that mixed in very nicely.
Like a runny yogurt.
Runny yogurt, okay. I think most people shouldn't. If you eat yogurt, you know what runny yogurt is.
A runny yogurt.
Okay.
That
looks good.
Alright, so now I'm debating between the 12 by 16
I'm just gonna
or a 9 by 12.
Put the cups.
Now you could either go
on the edge of the
and do a straight pour, which would be just to pour on into the canvas 1 cup at a time, and then do your next color 1 cup at a time, and then you can tilt the canvas and all. But I'm going to go with a flip, and if you want, you can always just take your excess from this stuff off. It's not going to hurt anything. Alright, and because this part can get messy, these are food gloves that my wife had around. We did buy these.
Yeah, but these food gloves, if you go to Costco or Lowe's, I guess BJ's as well, though we've never been there, they come like 500 in a box. And we're still using a box that we bought about 10 years ago.
So
and they come in handy for everything.
It's a good idea to have this, yeah. Good idea to have.
And acrylic paint will wash off with water, but whatever you don't want covered, if you want to put an apron on even, just to make sure you don't.
Since I'm going to do a flip, I'm going to use this big cup here.
Mhm.
And we'll put this back over here. And what we're going to do, this is what they call a dirty pour. Okay? And I'm going to decide my colors. I'm going to put...
Okay, the first thing he's doing is putting blue into this larger
It
cup.
doesn't even look like I've got enough maybe, but... See, you can always add a little bit of...
You can always
add a little bit of water.
use a brush or something also and get the
I'm going to
very...
add a little bit of water. It's not... To me, it's not liquidy enough. Yeah, that's better. Okay. I'm going to do the yellow. A little bit in there before we go in there. That's better. Put it out like that. And we're going to just take the yellow.
The yellow is being poured right into the same cup as the blue. Now they shouldn't,
well,
if this is done correctly.
They're going to mix a little bit.
They should stay mainly separated. I can see a little bit of green over on the edge.
The only thing that really keeps them separated, and I don't want to do it in here, is using anything other than the glue and the water. There's things about using silicone and all, and even different oils, but no, I don't care. Sorry if it mixes a little bit. On the white.
Okay, well these colors were put in once. Now going back and really emptying out, I can't see, there we go. Emptying out these cups, making sure we get all the paint in there. And if you can see down in there, you can see the colors are staying pretty much separated. Okay, all of the colors are in here now, and taking the stick gently,
I'm just going to go across.
just pulling the paint around, sort of making swirls like you would do with icing on a cake.
And that's it.
Okay, so that's what it looks like.
You could take your thing and, like I said, you could just wipe this part
just
off.
smear the
other stick
excess
off,
paint on the canvas. You just don't want to waste any paint.
Not going to hurt. Okay, so now we got the cup. Cup back over here.
And here is the canvas on the Dixie cups.
Now, well, I said we're going to do a flip. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is take the canvas.
I can't see. Okay, so see?
Play down.
You're going to turn the whole thing over, right? Okay. And there you go.
Now, we got it in there. And so, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go up towards this corner and kind of come around.
So you're dragging the cup around.
Yeah, basically. Now, we have that. We can do whatever we want with this.
That's very interesting looking.
And now you can tilt. Hopefully,
yeah, see that section right there? Look at that section right there, how it's moving. I love that middle section where the reds and blues are. You're kind of seeing this. I'm holding the camera upside down so you can see it. There we go, there we go. Look at that. Okay, that's coming down there. As you can see, some of this paint is going to go off the edge, and
that's okay.
That's why the Dixie cups. That's wild looking.
Now, if I want, I still got paint in these.
That's really interesting. I love that part right there.
So, like, we can just go to colors, whatever's left in the cups. We can just kind of
sort of scrape it out. You could do that with a brush too, maybe.
Yeah, just add a couple of drops here and there. Just go in different spots. I'm going to kind of get each color That's why we got these gloves on. So now we're going to go and get the yellow. I'm going to put the yellow up over here. Whatever's left of the yellow.
So you went through each of the cups that had the water in it to get the excess out. As you can see over here, we have some drops of yellow paint. And then back over here, we have some white and blue.
Yeah. Now,
green over here. Oops.
She may
And then
not
the
like
red.
it when I do this part, but this is a old card.
You can for this you can use a credit card or a palette knife.
So I'm just gonna sit here and
You just gently pull it.
Yeah.
And you may want to experiment with how much pressure you put on that. Yeah, I'm not crazy about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, because you have such beautiful blending. But it is a good way to get the paint all the way to the edge if you don't want to hold it up and just make it move on its own.
Well, once you get it to come here, it'll kind of pull out.
Yeah, the reason I don't like that is it seems to be blending the paint together and you're losing some of the distinct colors.
Yeah, well.
But we'll pretend that you wanted the background that way. And
I do.
There you go then.
That's exactly what I wanted.
That's what we were going for.
So there.
Okay,
yeah.
so there it is.
And then if you want, you could also take a paintbrush. This one. Dip it into my coffee.
Okay, I like that you left some of those white spots there.
Yeah.
Very nice. And I love this middle section here. I like that blue. I'm glad that stayed in there.
So I'm just pounding. This
Yeah.
is, like I said, it's like a gallery wrap.
This paint in the middle here, the paint with the glue, it's very thick. You can even see that. This is going to take a long time to dry. You may want to leave this for 2 or 3 days even. Definitely don't frame it or put it in glass for maybe a week, because the thicker the paint, the longer it will take to dry. And what he's doing now is just going around the edge to cover the white on the side, using the different colors from the... We have a little bit of paint left in each one that just wouldn't come out all the way, so might as well use it up. You might even want to use the brush to like dab it in and then, make little designs on the top of the canvas as well.
You could always go back over it with other colors.
That's very true. Well, you got this side to do.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to lean over it and you're going to get, oh my goodness, paint
I'm
all over your
over.
shirt. Okay.
Coming over.
Here he comes to do this side. Oh, love that blue. And one of the good things about the Dixie cups is you can see very easy to do the sides. We were watching a video and somebody was using push pins in the back to keep it just a little bit up off the ground.
I don't like the idea of push pins. Give me a chance of me sticking myself.
I do like this.
So there we go.
I was saying, when we had paused before, you could even do this in just 2 colors if you wanted to, instead of 5. There's the cup that it all came out of. But that's really neat looking.